You got more shots than this shit, nigga. Try your luck. Let's go on beef. How about it, nigga?
Yo, what's good, fam? Welcome back to the channel. Before we dive into this absolutely insane situation, make sure y'all hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications, because what I'm about to break down is some serious street politics that got the whole hip-hop world on edge. Today, we're talking about how Pooh Shiesty allegedly sent his homies to handle NBA YoungBoy. And trust me, gang, this situation is way more dangerous than y'all think. We're talking about two crashed dummies with real street credibility, unlimited resources, and crews that don't play, about disrespect. And the crazy part, they're both posted up in Texas right now, not even that far from each other. Let me break down who we're really dealing with when we talk about Pooh Shiesty's crew. This ain't just some rap group fan. We're talking about the Choa gang, real Memphis street soldiers who've been putting in work way before the fame and money came. First up, we got Lil Hank, who just got arrested for attempted first-degree murder. This dude was Pooh Shiesty and Big 30's right-hand man. And according to the streets, he was one of the most dangerous members of the crew. Hank wasn't just muscle. He was the type of dude who would handle business without asking questions. When Pooh Shiesty needed something done, Hank was the first call. The attempted murder charge Hank is facing could land him 15 to 25 years if convicted. That's serious time. And the fact that he's willing to risk that much time shows the level of loyalty these dudes have for Pooh Shah in the streets. That type of loyalty is rare, but it's also what makes crews like this so dangerous. Then we got Choa, __, and yo, this dude's story is absolutely wild. Choa just got convicted of murder and sentenced to life in prison. But here's where it gets crazy. The Shelby County Jail accidentally released him just 38 minutes after the guilty verdict. Let me repeat that. This dude was convicted of murder and somehow walked out of jail the same day, according to the reports, was bonding out on a separate misdemeanor theft charge when the jury convicted him of first-degree murder. The jail processes released for the theft charge without realizing he'd just been convicted of murder and had all his bonds revoked. That's the type of mix-up that only happens in Memphis. No cap, the fact that Chapo was able to walk free, even temporarily, shows how chaotic things can get when you're dealing with multiple cases in street politics. This dude shot 3 people back in 2020, and one of them didn't make it. That's the level of violence we're talking about with Pooh Shiesty's crew. What makes Chapo Womp so dangerous is that he's got nothing to lose now. He's already facing life in prison. So, if he's still on the run, he might be willing to handle one more situation before they catch him. That's the type of mindset that makes street beefs turn deadly real quick. Now, let me break down how this whole beef between Pooh Shiesty and NBA YoungBoy really started, because it wasn't even about them initially. This whole situation is a perfect example of how the internet and social media can turn small disrespect into life or death situations. When Pooh Shiesty first came home from his federal bid, he was just trying to reconnect with his fans. He hopped on Benedict's stream to show love and take pictures with supporters. But during that stream, some real industry drama started, bubbling up. Rakai, who's known for being a big NBA YoungBoy fan, called into the stream while Benedict was on the phone with him. When Benedict passed the phone to Pushy, Rocky decided to test the waters by claiming he was 4KT. That's NBA YoungBoy's crew. I'm 4K train. Who? Rakai. What the man? You just said it. You said what? You could aim up on him. Now everybody in the rap game knows what 4KT stands for. But Pooh Shiesty's response was telling. He acted like he had no idea what Rocky was talking about, asking who like he'd never heard of 4KT before. That wasn't about not knowing. That was complete dismissal and disrespect. The internet immediately picked up on this and started pushing the narrative that Pooh Shie was dissing NBA YoungBoy. Social media started going crazy with clips and commentary, and before you know it, both artists were being asked about each other in every interview and stream. NBA YoungBoy's response was pure disrespect. During an Instagram live session, when someone asked him about Pooh Shiesty's first day out track, YB started laughing and basically dismissed the whole thing. He was like, "Is that what y'all been waiting on?" Basically saying Pooh Shiesty's return was a joke. That type of dismissal hit different, because it showed that YoungBoy wasn't taking Pooh Shiesty seriously as a threat. In the rap game, being laughed at is sometimes worse than being dissed directly. When someone dismisses you with laughter, they're saying you're not even worth a real response. To understand why Pooh Shy is so willing to beef with NBA YoungBoy, you gotta understand his relationship with Lil Durk. This loyalty runs deeper than just music. We're talking about real street bonds that were tested during Pooh Shiesty's darkest period. Back in 2020, Durk featured on Pooh's track, Back in Blood. That song became Pooh's first major hit and put him on the map nationally. Without Durk's cosign, Pooh Shiesty might still be grinding in Memphis trying to get noticed. But the real loyalty showed when Pooh Shiesty got locked up on federal charges in 2021. Most of the industry forgot about him. That's just how it works. When you're facing federal time, people distance themselves because they don't want that association. The feds be watching everything, and artists know that showing too much support can bring unwanted attention. But not Lil Durk. Throughout Pooh's entire bid, Durk was consistently one of the most supportive people from the industry. Every show, every interview, Durk would mention Pooh's name. He'd yell, "Free Pooh Shiesty" from the stage, keeping his name alive when everybody else moved on. Durk was also one of the main people putting money on Pooh Shiesty's books and making sure he was straight while locked up. That type of loyalty is rare in this industry, fam. Most artists will drop you the moment you become a liability. But Durk showed Pooh Shy what real friendship looks like. So when Pooh Shiesty came home, he knew exactly who had his back and who he needed to ride for no matter what. The beef between Durk and NBA YoungBoy automatically became Pooh Shiesty's beef because of that loyalty. Now here's where this situation gets really dangerous. Both Pooh Shiesty and NBA YoungBoy are currently posted up in Texas, and they're not that far from each other. NBA YoungBoy is in Houston, while Pooh Shiesty is in Dallas because of his halfway house requirements. For those who don't know Texas geography, Houston and Dallas are only about 240 miles apart. That's like a 3 to 4 hour drive. In street terms, that's basically the same neighborhood. When you got two crews with this level of street credibility and resources, that distance ain't nothing. Pooh Shy being in a halfway house adds another layer of complexity to this situation. He's supposed to be focused on his reintegration into society, but instead, he's caught up in industry beef that could send him right back to federal prison. The fact that he's willing to risk his freedom shows how serious this loyalty to Durk really is. NBA YoungBoy being in Houston gives him access to his Texas connections and resources. Houston has its own street politics and crews that don't play about disrespect. If this beef escalates, both sides could potentially tap into local resources to handle their business. The crazy part is that both artists have been posting on social media from their respective Texas locations, almost like they're taunting each other. Pooh Shiesty has been posting from Dallas, showing he's not hiding or scared. NBA YoungBoy has been doing the same from Houston, making it clear he's not backing down either. What makes the situation so dangerous is that both Pooh Shy and NBA YoungBoy have what the streets call crash dummy mentality. These are dudes who don't think about consequences when it comes to respect and loyalty. They'd rather risk everything than be seen as weak or disloyal. Pushy just came home from federal prison, but he's already showing that he hasn't learned to move differently. Instead of focusing on his music career and staying out of trouble, he's willing to inherit beef that could send him right back to prison. That's crash dummy behavior at its finest. But here's the twist. Now that Pooh Shiesty is rich and successful, he doesn't have to do the dirty work himself anymore. He's got loyal soldiers like Lil Hank and Cho Wap who are willing to handle business for him. That makes him even more dangerous because he can stay clean while his crew handles the situations. The fact that Lil Hank just got arrested for attempted murder shows that Pooh Shiesty's crew is still active and willing to put in work. These aren't just rap lyrics. These dudes are really about that life, and they're not afraid to prove it. NBA YoungBoy is on the same timing, which is what makes this whole situation so volatile. He's also got real street credibility and a crew that doesn't play about disrespect. His 4KT crew has members all over Louisiana, and they've shown they're willing to travel and handle business when necessary. The difference is that both artists now have the resources to make things happen without getting their hands dirty. They can fund operations, provide transportation, and coordinate activities while maintaining plausible deniability. That's what makes modern street beef so dangerous. It's organized and well-ended. This beef has been playing out heavily on social media, and that's adding fuel to an already dangerous fire. Every post, every story, every comment is being analyzed by fans and enemies alike. In today's world, beef isn't just about the music anymore. It's about the constant back and forth on social platforms. After NBA YoungBoy's dismissive response to Pooh Shiesty's comeback, Pooh Shiesty took to his Instagram story to fire back. He started talking about how all these other rappers be capping in their raps, claiming he's the only one really living what he's talking about. That was a direct shot at YoungBoy's credibility and authenticity. The social media aspect makes this beef more dangerous because it's happening in real time with thousands of people watching. Every diss, every response, every perceived slight gets amplified and analyzed. Fans on both sides are picking apart every word and encouraging their favorite artists to escalate further. Both artists have young, impressionable fan bases who look up to them and want to prove their loyalty. When these fans see their favorite artists beefing, some of them might try to get involved in ways that could escalate the situation beyond what the artist intended. The constant social media pressure also makes it harder for either side to back down without looking weak. In the old days, beef could be handled privately or through music. Now everything is public, and any sign of backing down gets interpreted as weakness by the internet. At the end of the day, the situation between Pooh Shiesty and NBA YoungBoy represents everything dangerous about modern hip-hop beef. You got two crash dummies with real street credibility, unlimited resources, and crews that don't play about disrespect. They're both posted up in Texas, not far from each other, and they're both willing to risk everything for loyalty and respect. The fact that Pooh Shiesty allegedly sent his homies to handle NBA YoungBoy shows how serious this situation has become. We're not talking about rap beef anymore. We're talking about real street politics that could end careers or worse. Both artists need to recognize that they have too much to lose to be playing these games. They're successful enough that they don't need to prove their street credibility through violence. But with crash dummy mentality and unlimited resources, this situation could escalate quickly. The hip-hop community needs to learn from the tragedies we've already experienced and find ways to resolve conflicts without violence. We've lost too many talented artists to beef that could have been handled differently. What do y'all think about this situation? Is Pooh Shiesty right to stay loyal to Lil Durk no matter what, or should he focus on his own career? Let me know in the comments below, and make sure to subscribe for more hip-hop news and analysis. This situation is far from over, and we'll be here to break down every development as it happens. Stay safe out there, fam. Sometimes loyalty comes with a price that might be too high to